A warm welcome to round 4 of the UCI e-mountain bike World Cup. This time we're in Belgium at the famous circuit, the Spa Francorchamps. Well, it's such an incredible place to be. A wonderful setting and a great few days of racing ahead as the teams get ready after the World Championships. This round presented by Santero Energy. There's the weather conditions that the riders will face. As we look out over the famous forest, let's take a look at the track. The riders will be racing in race number 1 anti-clockwise, each lap 3.7 kilometers, 6 laps, 22.2 kilometers. And here's the new world champion.
Hey, it's Joris Reef here. We are here in Spa at the 4th round of the WES. And for me it's the first race with this beautiful jersey. The organizer did some really good changes to the track from last year, so let's come with me and enjoy a lap on the track.
Joris Reef is going to give us a little look around this track. Here's his statistics, world champion now and Swiss national champion previously.
And now the track is starting. Woo! A little bit slippery, but really nice to ride. Maybe in the background you can hear the cars. We are here in Spa on the Formula 1 track. A lot of cars and sounds, but really nice for a race. First, all these rocks. Woohoo! Last climb before the finish. It's again a short one, and the last possibility to make a few overtake maneuvers to be the first on the pretty short sprint section for the finish. Oh, there's Ripley Rock. Woohoo! Woo! Almost no possibility to overtake because the speed will be really high.
A fantastic look at the track with the new world champion Joris Reef. Here's the format for day 1 and day 2, qualification, then the race, and of course our podium ceremony. The riders ready for qualification race number 1. Warming up on the rollers just to get those legs going before a big effort is required. Sophia Wiedenroth there in the German champions colours. All important to get all your effort out in qualification because that decides where you start on the grid. Pole position for Raspini, Joris Reef for the men.
The beste time for Joris Reef, 9 minutes and 44 seconds.
So this is my first pole position with the German national champ jersey, and yeah, of course I really look forward to race and hope to win here in Spa, Belgium. The track is a bit different than last year, but still I really like the track here because it's really fast and you really, like in this environment with all the Formula 1 racing spirit, you really feel like you want to go like really fast and just, yeah, it's super cool to be here and race in the middle of the racetrack. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed here to ride my bike.
Spa Francorchamps synonymous with speed. Here's our Raspini pole positions, Reef and Wiedenroth. On to race number 1. Last preparations on the start line. Pole position, Sophia Wiedenroth, the new German champions colours. As always, the men and women starting together in the World E-Bike Series. There's our starting grid. Reef at the top with Mirko Tabacchi of Italy in second place. Flat out race start and we look for the all-important hole shots. Sponsored by Fassi. Let's take a look at the replay in slow motion. It's Antonio Dauberman of Advanced E-Racing and Jerome Gillot with the whole shots. Joris Reef with a good start. Tabacchi following him very, very closely behind.
Sono partito un po' tranquillo, diciamo, dopo
I had a good start.
campione del mondo.
I was right behind the world champion.
Al terzo giro
I tried to catch him on lap 3 and I reduced the gap by a few seconds.
The first 2 laps I was in front and he made always pressure in the climbs. I had the feeling I'm a little bit better in the technical sections, and then when he overtook me, I made pressure from the back all the time.
Well, unfortunately on the following downhill section I had a puncture and I had to stop by the tech zone. Once I restarted though, I did my best to get closer to the leader again. Look at the speed of Tabacchi as he goes past Jerome Gillot there. And here is Reef. He's giving it everything to try and win this race. In the women's race, Wiedenroth with Tonzo just behind. Antonio Dauberman. She was fast, wasn't she, in the whole shot? Tonzo, though, making her move. This is Sophia Wiedenroth having a good start to this Spa double-header. But at the finish line in the men's race, little wheelie from the world champion. Joris Reef is on a fantastic winning streak. Second place for the Italian Mirko Tabacchi. As always, the camaraderie is good. Jerome Gillot, former world champion, in 3rd place. Let's take a look at the men's results. Reef at the top of the leaderboard from Tabacchi, from Gillot.
The feeling is really good. I think this jersey is giving me a lot of wings. Already the qualification was really good. 3 seconds faster than everyone, so that was nice. And the race was so hard, but I managed to do a good, and yeah, I really like it. And also the ground here in Spa is so nice to ride, like good grip, but a little bit wet, perfect.
Great race. In the women's race, it was Justine Tonzo who took the victory. Just ahead of Wiedenroth in 2nd. Dauberman in 3rd place. Here's confirmation of the women's results.
Enjoyed the race. I think I controlled it because the first 3 laps I was just behind Sofia and I felt very, very strong. I was happy about my shape. And then when I decided to push and to be in front of Sofia, I just put as much as power as I can, and then I finished the race in the 1st place, so I'm very happy.
As we look at the whole shot presentation, sponsored by Fassi, Jerome Gillot and Dauberman, and there's our podium in the women's race, led by Justine Tonzo. All celebrations, here's the standings. Tonzo retains her lead at the top of the boards. Here's the podium in the men's race. Joris Reef takes the victory ahead of Tabacchi. Celebrations from them. Gillot, though, maintains his lead in the standings. Let's now hear from Ismael Esteban.
Buenos días, pues soy Ismael Esteban.
Hi, I'm Ismael Esteban from the BH Logos Energia team, and I'm going to introduce you to my bike.
La nueva BH E-Links Plus.
The new BH iLinks Plus is a 2024 model, a brand new bicycle they've released. It's now lighter with a 520 WH battery. This year it features the Shimano 801 motor, which has more torque, 85 Nm for this year. In my case, I opt for 140mm suspension to lighten it up a bit. I don't need more suspension travel.
En el caso de Shimano tienes 3 posiciones en el...
Regarding Shimano, there are 3 motor modes, but for racing, in the end, we always use the one that goes full throttle. In fact, the configuration I always use is the top because that's what's required in the race.
Neumáticos, siempre uso
As for tyres, I always use Pirelli. Normally I choose the Enduro front tyre and the M in the rear.
La idea era sacar algo más ligero y con una...
The idea was to create something lighter with a frame that's more bike-centric, not relying too much on the motor. So this winter we were testing a few options. The truth is, I believe the bike strikes a very good balance between lightness and the motor component.
Y parte motor también.
Great to hear from Ismael Esteban. We're on to race number 2. Let's take a look at the course. Clockwise direction this time, 3.7 kilometers, 6 laps and 22.2 kilometers of racing. The riders getting ready for this qualification. Everybody focused. Is Reef going to go out unbeaten this week? And I'm sure Gio will have something to say about it. All the riders getting their technique around this course. The Raspini pole position for the women. Sophia Wiedenroth again looking superb. And for the men, was it Reef? All thumbs up from him. But actually look at the speed. Jérôme Gio, he's back at the top of the leaderboards. Jérôme Gio is the fastest qualifier.
Je voulais vraiment gagner la qualif parce que
I really wanted to win this qualification yesterday. I gave it all and I lost it just for a bunch of seconds. So today I was much more focused and prepared. I won it by 1 second or so. It's close and the race later today is going to be close too. Joris Reef is this year's rival. I'm not as good as I normally am. He's in great shape, but it's going to be a good battle.
Ça promet une belle bataille.
There's our pole position riders. Let's take a look at Justine Tonzo, such a fierce competitor, the leader of the women's series.
I'm Justine Tonso, I'm 23 years old. I'm from the south of France. I'm a skimo athlete, but also a mountain bike athlete, and I do international races in both of these activities. I started when I was 12 years old at my school with some school races, and then when we saw that I was super strong, I started to do national races, and then I became a French rider in the national team of XCO. My first World Cup race was at Monaco. Near my home, so it was an amazing experience because I had my family around me. The difference between the two activities, so XCO and EMTB, is that we have some different feelings. We push hard the same way, but we have a track much more difficult, so sometimes it's funnier. And it's great because we always have this sensation of speed, but yeah, it's a new world. I use many bikes, so mostly my road bike, my MTB bike and my enduro bike. I like to enjoy the different type of biking. I also like to do some climbing to have a strong upper body, and also to free my mind of the training part, and it's also funny. And in the winter, so the skimo that I do help me to have a strong base of my physique. Now my goal is to win the overall of the World Cup, and for now I have the leader jersey, so it's okay, but I have to push out till the end.
She's in the leader's jersey, Justine Tonzo. We're on to race number 2. The weather has taken a turn for the worst in Raspini pole position, Jérôme Gillot. Everybody just trying to stay nice and warm and ready for what is going to be a tough race. Very much different to day number 1. Sophia Wiedenroth keeping that jacket on for as long as possible. The weather, 11 degrees, pouring with rain and 18km/h winds. This is our starting grid. Wiedenroth down there in 7th place. Gillot top of the leaderboard. That will renew his motivation.
50 seconds now, attention.
We're underway in race 2 here at Spa Francorchamps. Let's take a look for the whole shot as the riders sneak their way through that corner at high speed. There's the replay, the Fassi whole shot. Wiedenroth and Theo Scham this time for the men. Bit muddy out on the course. This is Joris Rief. His technique is absolutely superb. This is Jérôme Gillot in 2nd place. He's in that leader's jersey. He's trying to find some way to come back in 3rd place. Rico Liebsch in German colours. And look at the speed of Wiedenroth. It doesn't matter that it's been pouring with rain. She is piling on the pressure on Justine Tonzo in 2nd. Magneti Morelli Checkstar power lap. Joris Rief. This is Esteban and Tabaki in 3rd and 4th place. Real tussle between those two. And Heiko Hogg and Lucas Dedner in 7th and 8th. Wiedenroth. She takes a Magneti Morelli power lap for the women. Tonzo still maintaining 2nd place. She's under relentless pressure today by Wiedenroth. Tabaki now consolidating his 3rd place. Ismael Esteban, we took a look at his bike earlier. He's in 4th, jumping his way over that little rock, making short work of the climbs. Theo Scham looked strong earlier on. He's now in 5th place, having a few issues at the top of that climb. Rico Liebsch in 6th. This is Wiedenroth keeping that gilet on, trying to maintain the body heat through here. Tonzo doesn't look like she's managing to close the gap. Antonia Doberman in 3rd place is still looking good, but at the finish of the men's, another wheelie. It's a double-header weekend from Joris Rief. 2nd place goes to Jérôme Gillot of La Paire Overvolt. And in 3rd place, Mirko Tabaki. Let's hear from the winner today, Joris Rief. After our standings and results, Joris Rief at the top of the leaderboard from Gillot, from Tabaki.
Yeah, it was so cool, and finally a really good rideable track in wet conditions. For sure I prefer to have dry conditions, but this time it was so good. Short climbs, everything was rideable, and in the end, yeah, with a really good race and smooth race from my side.
Sophia Wiedenroth points to the sky, big celebration. She takes a double header. Tonzo in 2nd place. And in 3rd place this time, Antonia Doberman. Here's the results of the women's race number 2. Wiedenroth at the top of the boards.
The race was crazy, like just half an hour before the race started, it was pure rain, and I did like a last-minute decision to change my tires into mud tires. And I think this was really an advantage for me because it was so muddy, and with the mud tires I still had a little bit of grip, and I'm actually super happy to win here in Spa on a really unique course.
Fantastic racing. Now it's time for the ceremonies. Let's take a look at the winners firstly of the Magneti Morelli Checkstar Power Lap. It's Reef and Wiedenroth. And the Nafasi hole shots, Theo Scharm and Sophia Wiedenroth this time. The podium of race 2 with Wiedenroth, again on the top step. Tonzo, though, leads. Her advantage on Wiedenroth is starting to diminish. Joris Reef, this man is on a rich vein of form right now. He wins again. But Jérôme Gillot still top of the leaderboard, but that gap again is narrowing. Fantastic racing in Belgium, in Spa Francorchamps. The riders now head to Germany, round 5 in a couple of days' time, September the 2nd to 3rd, for back-to-back and on a brand new track, the first ever WES German round. Bye for now.